Welcome to today's stream for PowerWash Simulator. We're gonna grab our pressure washer and we're gonna start cleaning mud and dirt off of everything. I think probably an earth exploded near these, I don't know, cars and the like, because they are awfully dirty, so we must clean them. I hate video games and comedy. I can't watch this any longer. Well, there goes absolutely everyone in chat. That means it's the perfect time to start playing when nobody is watching. I stream in secret now. Alright, so clearly we gotta start with career mode. How else are we supposed to make the big dollars? You gotta start a career in it. So we're going to clean the van and make a whopping $150. If we got this done in an hour, actually, though, that would be $150 an hour, which is extremely good. Great news! Finally found a van for you at the auctions under your budget. Don't freak out when you see it. It looks like it's just been dredged from the bottom of a lake, but that's a good thing. It meant no one else bid on it. They missed out. Underneath that hideous layer of gunk is your perfect workhorse. Engine's a dream, no rust, and there's even equipment in the back. Just needs a good hosing down and you're in business. You'll certainly earn your pressure washing stripes getting this thing clean. Did they steal this van from the swamp thing? It's entirely possible. Oh, and it's also showing me all the controls here as we go in. Washer, toggle washer, aim. Thank God they have labeled that for us. Switch nozzle, rotate equipment. Rotate nozzle, refill cleaning liquid, equip, blah, 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 blah. Oh, jump. This is what I care about. Also care about walking, because we have to be able to navigate our environment. Here we go. Here we go? Here we go. As, hang on, I just want to pop something out on my other window here. Moderately keep an eye on some other things. There we are. Alright. Yep, chat, it's time to garwash this thing. And we always start off with our garwashing. With a smile and a heart. We love this car. We're happy to clean it. We got it for the cheap, apparently. While it is very dirty, just like the guy said, this doesn't look very heart-like. All it needs is a little bit of cleanup, and everything will be absolutely lovely. To display my absolute joy and happiness, we're gonna put a smile on all of these different sides. This back side, making it like the two windows are eyes, of course. Little smile lines. Look, this one will have some arms going up. Very happy. They're kind of like claw hands too, and then we just go eye, eye. Little smile. Very happy, hands way up in the air, having a great time. The front part of the car, big wide grin. Hung there. Teeth up on top. And then he's got some eyes up here on the windshield. Look at him. He's just going with his mouth all happy. He's having a great old time. And there's still another face we can use for more smiles. That sounds very musical, just... Oh, it sounds so musical. Alright, now that we've got some nice happy faces drawn on so we can show our joy and appreciation for car, it's time to actually wash it up. Swapping over from the just little needle nose precision application of water to a wider spray for higher efficiency. Because if we only went around getting those tight little spaces at once, it might take a little bit. However, we might have to spray over it twice. It's like there's some areas where the dirt is, I don't know, probably a little bit more hardened, stuck to the car. So we'll have to do some extra passovers on it. Musical power washer, that is what it's like. We're washing the car. Getting it clean. Today's such a scene. I don't know if I could keep up the timing of spraying while simultaneously thinking of lyrics to sing, though. I don't know if I can quite do that. I would need a second person here to do the... I would otherwise need some predetermined lyrics I could sing. Oh! There's two sprays. There's a general, softer, wide spray. And a little bit of a tighter, harder spray. That's probably good for, say, the backside here of the car. Because it's not quite so large. Ooh! Wow! I just got that rear light done while cleaning up the general back. How convenient. We'll go ahead and just give a general pass over the entirety of the car first. And then we'll go back over it to get the little smaller sections that we missed. Seeing something get power washed is so satisfying. It's true, just watching all of the dirt wash away. You know, honestly, that's the case with just cleaning in general, you know? You have your room very messy, trash all over the place. You wake up in the morning and look at all the trash and you just... another morning. Another morning. But then one day you decide, you know, maybe I should clean up my room a little bit. So you do. You grab all the trash, you throw it away into the garbage can, maybe grab your vacuum cleaner, vacuum things up, all nice, maybe do a little bit of carpet shampooing even. And then when you finally finish and look over your room, it's like, my God, it's so much nicer now. So content when it's all clean. Exactly, it's nice. It gives a... Even beyond general cleaning, hang on, what do you want? Harper Shaw, there's a removable van outside my nightmare neighbor's place. And that mail just minimized. And I didn't remember all of the hotkeys. Oh, I like there's 3 levels of crouch, too. Excuse me, where did my mail go? Oh, here we go, okay. There's a removals van outside my nightmare neighbor's place. They're finally going. Whoever moves in there is gonna need a quality pressure washer. If Harper was next to me, he'd be elbowing me right now. Even if you're not cleaning something, organizing things as well can feel very rewarding, or just general tidying things up. You know, look at your desk right now, chat. How's it looking? Is it nice and tidy? Is it trash free? Is everything in a nice happy place for all of its own being? You got maybe a little figure on your desk and it's actually knocked over and is in a terrible spot. How is your desk looking? Now, if your desk is in rough shape, pretty messy, imagine what it would look like if you tidied and organized it all up. It'd be so much nicer. You can even organize files and folders if your physical desk is clean. An excellent point. If your desk is already clean, there's additional organization you could totally apply for it. Alright, now we need to make sure we get all of these smaller bouts of dirt. Does this... yes, the glass counts as its own piece. Is it a grouped case where it's the glass at all of the different parts? Let's see, windscreen, window. Not exactly sure. Hang on, if I hit tab, then I can see the dirt highlights. Does the little edging count then? Oh, I also like up in the top left, actually, it tells me that there's some mold on the car here, as well as dirt streaks. I didn't realize cars could get moldy. Oh no, the car has too much air. Getting too much oxidation, not rust type, but it's just making it go moldy. Da-da-da. Clean up that little section and clean up this. This makes me think to a real life car too. If you go out and get your car washed, but then it rains, say, the very next day, right after you get your car washed, and then it's just hell because, god damn it, if you washed your car yourself, it feels like you just wasted all of this time, or I don't know, you've spent 20 bucks to have either a car washer or someone else wash your car, and then it's all for nothing, because the rain ruined everything. I like this downwards angle of cleaning. Like an action shot. I wish I could grab my camera, give a nice overhead view. Nature could have cleaned the car for free, except the rain doesn't clean the car, it just makes it messy. Because then you're left with all of these rain spots all over it. It's hell. Alright, we'll come back to polish that side up a little bit more, because I believe that's still off. We'll come back here. Ooh. And clean up these windows. I like for PowerWasher here, you know, there's some games where they will be extremely precise, where you have to get every little fucking last bit in order to have it completed. PowerWash Simulator is nice where if you have just maybe little small bits, or at least this is what it has seemed like to me. If you get close enough to it being cleaned, it just says, okay, you're good, pal. You got enough. You got essentially everything. So we'll go ahead and get the tiny bits that you can barely see, or that you might just be totally overlooking because they're so tiny. Like, I think House Flipper kind of veered that direction, particularly with the gardening. Man, spraying all the water. I need to spray my insides with this water bottle. Probably have grabbed that with my other hand so I could have continued washing while drinking the water. Too late now. Ah. So, chat, I look over at you. What's been happening as of late? We are here over halfway through the year now. What, we're already pretty much through the first week of July? Fucking hell. Ooh, that reminds me that Such Art comes out next week too. Hell yeah. Gonna be playing that on the weekend on Saturday. Petri over there recalling the passage of time too, like crying. Can't believe it's already the end. July's rolling out. But Such Art is arriving. So then we can get some painting on. I don't know. Then I could paint pictures of emotes in Such Art. In little screenshot teasers they had too. They had some furniture pieces being painted, which means we could decorate our studio, make all of the various furniture pieces beautiful and immaculate. Okay, Harper Shaw. Probably gonna have to open up my messages to make sure you don't disappear away. You gonna go with that business name, or do you need me to think some up? I am phenomenal. I thought up Grouting Thomas for that Tyler, and she's never looked back. So, on reflection, Bonnie Tyler might have been a better fit. Grouting Thomas. What if he accidentally got the names mixed up and was going to go with Bonnie Tyler, but accidentally mailed her the Grouting Thomas name instead? I think the white part of the bar in the top left indicates the amount that I have left to get cleaned for the part. I think there's a little bit there behind the license plate, a little bit hard to see. Ooh, there's a huge spot right there too, my god. And there's all of these little tiny bits. Oh, I forgot, I wasn't all the way crouched down. This will be convenient. And I can really get all of these spots. Missed out on a pun business name. Can make even better art than in Spy Fox. And then I won't click a button and accidentally crash the game and lose all of my progress, probably. Man, I can't wait now. It's been a while since I've streamed a humongous game, huh? Wonder if we should go back to one at some point. I feel like that's almost a two-part statement. Hell yeah, we should totally go back to a humongous game at some point. But when is the question? By extension, that's something that I've been faintly thinking about too. Is for a birthday stream, if I wanted to do anything for that. Or if I should just let it roll by and not do anything. Any sort of special birthday thing, and just go, haha, it's not my birthday, smile, and then it'll pass. I recall last year, I think I did a co-op combo stream with Petri for the birthday, because it was her, because the two of our birthdays are pretty much back to back. What was it? Because Petri, your birthday is just straight up the first. Yeah? I guess then my birthday is not the last day of the month, so it's pretty much back to back, but it's really, honestly, if they're only a couple days apart, that's close enough to be back to back. Hell. Oh my god. Stand up and you can barely see this terrible filth. With Petri's day being so near, it makes it easier to do co-op something. Yeah, and then just have a co-op birthday stream. But what days does that fall this year, though, I wonder? For falling on a Saturday? It'd be nice if they were, because then it can be a literal birthday stream. Otherwise, it has to be belated or early birthday stream, tee. That's the downside of not being partnered, is that if I wanted to, say, do a birthday subathon, it's kind of a shrug, and what benefits do I get out of it? The real reason, to me, the real reason you do subathons is so you can get lots of subs, so you can unlock emote slots. And I've already got all of the possible slots unlocked, possible for an affiliate. Hell. Are there sections on the front? Yeah, the front of the tires are also dirty. You have to clean them too. See, on that tire, messy. I clean them from a distance. Halloween falls on Sunday this year. That means my birthday would be on Friday. So I wouldn't get an exact birthday day stream. just close to it. What do we have left to clean on this here car? We still have both of the mirrors. Let's focus on them. Oh, we still have the roof, too. Ding! And then the other mirror. Birthday IRL or art stream is an option. I don't know that I would do an art stream for my birthday, but an IRL stream, that's a possibility. What kind of art would I do on my birthday? Imagine if I had my birthday stream and I was doing art, but I just worked on emote commissions. I feel like that's what I might have done last year, maybe. Not for stream, but took the day off of work, and it was my birthday, and I just worked on emote commissions, maybe. If I had any at the time, I wouldn't doubt that's what I did, but I can't remember. Take a moment. It looks so clean now, but if I hit tab, we detecting any dirt? Yep. Oh, that was it. Just a couple of nuts here on the wheel, and boom. Is this the extraordinary Dr. PowerWash? Dr. PowerWash. Oh. It's kind of interesting watching it like this. I feel like a lot of people's, or I shouldn't even say a lot of people, it's not like I went out and watched hundreds of people play this game. But I feel like a lot of the time when I've watched those time lapses by other people, they've precisely cleaned each section first before moving on to precisely clean the next section, rather than just kind of generally going over it and then touching it up. So it made it look kind of funny watching mine, because it's like a little bit of clean faces, a little bit of cleaning, more cleaning, done. Time lapse with all the smiles does make it excellent. Van looks fantastic. Told you I'd be fine under the grime. I've pinged you the $100 left over from what you gave me. So that should help get you off the ground. Also, just met my new neighbor over the fence, grumbling about his dirty backyard, and told him to give you a shout. Looks like you got your first customer. Hello, is this the extraordinary Dr. PowerWash? I got your details from your friend Harper. I could really do with a hand at my place when you're free. That's right, Chet. I bought one of them online doctorates in power washing, so I can be called Dr. PowerWash. I say, proudly. Do I need to go? Okay, since they made the comment about the back of the car having equipment, doesn't seem like I have to actually open it up. So, that means we can just go back over here and we can continue on by looking at this. That's right, I've got a PhD in washing. And what do you have, Chat? A degree in, I don't know, something stupid like astrophysics? Pfft, I push your astrophysics degree to the side. I hold up my power washing degree. Clearly much more impressive. Hey Doc, I hope you like a challenge, because I'm pretty sure I've got the dirtiest backyard you've ever seen. That's not me bragging, BTW. I had nothing to do with it. I've just moved back to town for a bit to help my folks, who are both down to their last knee, and rented what I thought was a great little place. I should have questioned why there weren't any garden pics in the ad. They must have bred rhinos here or something. Anyway, my girls are itching to get out there, and I don't want them still itching when they get back inside, so please do your thing. Thanks a lot. Cow. Garden bred rhinos. So, if we took the idea that they were breeding some kind of animal out here, what if then all of this dirt, this grime it's labeled as, was just shit? Funnily enough, my first girlfriend, Florian Perez, used to live here back in the day. Those were good times. What if it was Floriana that made all this mess, and just nobody has cleaned it up since then, huh? Your girlfriend was a slob. Meh. Hang on, wait a second. I thought this rock was just very dark gray with some footprints and mud on it. No. Apparently, it's supposed to be a light gray color. Holy hell, hang on. And hello there, the biggest con, and welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Are you getting the biggest cons taken care of? You've gone out and robbed all of the banks? I guess that's not quite. Then you'd be the biggest thief, right? You're a con man, so you have to con people out of their goods. So then instead, you're going into the banks and you're running scams on them? What kind of cons does the biggest con do? He fools people about what type of bubblegum they're investing in. He grabs the bubblegum and says, this is the best bubblegum you will ever have. All you have to do is invest hundreds of dollars. But in reality, that gum is only subpar. Are you a car salesman? No? I think to car salesman-ing. A lot of those are kind of con artists when it comes to used car dealerships, huh? I don't know if I should be admitting that to someone who just chopped Chat's head off. What? I don't know what you mean. There's no evidence of that happening ever. None at all. Nope, no video evidence, no physical evidence, nothing. I would never chop Chat's head off. I recall one time, I don't remember where I heard it from exactly, but advice for buying a car from a used car place is when you're making offers and haggling for the price, to start bringing down. First, you kind of start by, what are they currently charging? And then you start working with them, haggling. And as you start making your way away from the car, you're going like, yeah, maybe I'll pass on the... And if they just continue to bring down the price a ton, then probably you just don't want that car, period. Because ultimately, the used car dealership man is not going to be charging less than what the car is worth. He needs to make a profit off of it still. And if he's trying to hit certain profit margins, if he, say, started out the car at $8,000 and he's brought it down to, I don't know, 3, 4, I don't know what sort of drop we might be talking, but if he drops it off significant amounts, that means he's still making a profit at those prices, and you're probably, being sold a lemon. Don't buy it, pass, fuck that guy, do not return to his used car dealermanship. Because ultimately, you gotta run your business on profit. You can't just give people good deals because it makes you feel good, because then your business is just gonna die. You know what's a bit, because even, okay, this is a thought based upon one of my coworkers that I worked with. He's worked in a lot of businesses, industries, and he made a comment. This is kind of a two-part case, okay? I made the comment of how drop shipping type services are becoming very popular in the recent times, where you go and buy your goods from somewhere and you resell them. Say, there's AliExpress, for example, and you can buy a ton of shit off of there. You go over to AliExpress and you buy something for cheap and then you resell it to people. He was making the comment that his daughter's friend did something along those lines, and he asked her what her profit margins were, and she had said, like, they were 10 to 20%, and that she was pretty pleased with it. And then afterwards, his daughter was like, so why'd you ask? He's like, just curious. And then she was like, would do you think 10 to 20% is good? Would you still be doing it, whatever? And he's like, I wouldn't be in the business. Because, hell, profits a lot of the time from companies, probably more aiming for 60 to 70% product margin, not 10 to 20. That might be feasible if you're a little small singular person running business. But if you ever want to have employees or anything, you can't run off of a 10 to 20% profit margin. It then just only makes me think of scalpers who grab GPUs and resell them. How much profit margin they're really getting from those, I don't know. But it's not really a feasible long-term solution for you making money. So you're saying I should barely bring the price down to con the buyer? Yeah, you have to start off your car at $75,000 and make sure you don't bring it down too much lower. Otherwise, the person might catch on that it's totally not worth that price. What's up? Do you do bikes? I could do with someone running their thing over my deadbeat dirt bike. Florian and I would climb up and down that rock garden all day, pretending we were rumbling Mount Rushless. and the pond was the crater. On rumbling Mount Rushless? I have no idea how we explained the fish being there, though. Harper's a weirdo, chat. I wasn't expecting backstory in this power washing game. Now, what is this backstory we're gonna... What if I want to make my own lore? I push Harper down, and I throw him in the trash. Get out of my way. I'm the protagonist. I make the lore. So clean. Not entirely sure. I remember reading about a rich kid doing scalping and making profit, but they're rich to begin with, so they can afford scalping en masse. See, but the problem with that concept at the same time, though, is if you're already rich and have tons of money, that means you could better invest it into making a business that will make you much larger profit in the long run, and not just a quick profit now. So if that person didn't go off and scalp a bunch of GPUs and instead made a more legitimate business, they probably could have ended up making a lot more money. So, who's really stupid? The kid that went off scalping shit? Or another rich kid that's building a business? Especially since, you know, one is not going to be able to be continued forever and is gonna be short term. Or the kid that can continue to build up his business and then eventually sell it for a big chunk of change. Eh? Have you seen the AIs who scour images for prints to put on t-shirts? It's scary how things can be stolen or scalped. Yeah. It's like they're just scalping for fun at that point. Yeah. I just scalped because I can! Really? Going off of... That's why you have something like the music industry versus stolen art, or even fan art, you could say, is that music and audio is something that's very easily AI paired up to be caught. And that's why you have huge AI or businesses that are straight up dedicated to just flagging content for DMCA, because it's not that difficult to do comparatively. However, if you wanted to go track down fan artists or other artists who are infringing upon copyright, that's a lot harder to do, so it's not done as often. But, specifically looking at art theft, that's something then that's part... Okay. This is more serious topics. It's like... Because I've seen it be the case now in communities and the like, and even content creators on YouTube or on Twitch that will just grab art from places and use it and have absolutely no artist credits around. This, even to an extent, applies to music being used, and they don't have any sort of reference to where the music came from. Or if they are asked about it, they don't really say where it's from, and so that they never give out credit. And then it's kind of the case where you talk about, oh, you put all the time into making your own content videos and the like, but here you will just go grab some visual artist stuff or some musical artist stuff and use it. And then if someone says, hey, I liked the intro art that you used, who made it? And then the person just kind of shrugs, I don't know, I pulled it off a Google image search. It's something that then people, even on the smaller scale. Have you ever seen your art shared without credit? It depends on how you're qualifying that. Because by extension, or still on the general topic, is if you see people share art in, say, Discord's art channels and the like, but just have the picture, and then not have referenced at all whether they did the art or an artist that did it. Oh, there we go. Got the patio all done. How nice. We'll get the table next. So here is that person off sharing the art, giving no credit. Showing fan artists on stream and going, wow, look at this person's art. Isn't it cool? But not saying the person's name at all who made the art. Or giving big highlights to someone who's maybe well known for doing art. And then the next person who isn't so well known, and so you don't say their name. Caco can copyright claim my fan art? It is my character. Teehee. I think a lot of people just post it without links regardless if the art has the artist's name on the pic or not. Yes, it's because ultimately I feel like people don't, this isn't everybody, of course, but I feel for the most part is that people don't tend to care about the artist very much. They might look at a picture and go, wow, pretty art. Guys, look at this cool art. But then not give a shit about who did it. Which, on one case, is fine. You can enjoy art and not know who made it. Sure. But to go and grab it from the artist and then not provide them any credit when you go off and share it with other people, either by cropping out their signature or providing no sort of backing links to where you got it from, it's kind of fucked. That's why you'll have artists that slap huge, obnoxious watermarks on their images, is because so many people will just grab their art, use it for, say, their YouTube videos, or will grab it and share it without saying who did it. Or even the worst part is if they take it and try to say that they themselves made it. So much more straight up the art theft portion of it. Cropping or removing the artist's name is much more fucked than sharing it without linking the source. That I do definitely agree with by extension. It is one thing to not share, to share art and not provide source, but to straight remove the source that it came from. I see that with memes in particular, when people will grab, say, webcomic images and then crop out the artist's name on it and then repost that. I feel like I see that a decent amount. Because honestly, even the meme compilations that people will post on, say, YouTube, it's kind of the same case, especially if they're monetizing it. They've just grabbed all of these TikTok videos for free off of various actual creators' TikToks and then put them all together into a singular compilation, and then they start monetizing it. So just taking somebody else's creation, doing something, a minor thing even, you could say, and then yeah. TikTok's watermarking system's pretty good. Certainly, and then it becomes... I don't watch a ton of TikToks, so it's a little bit harder, but I do believe it's the case. Yeah, they've got a pretty good watermarking system. I do recall a lot of the time they have the TikTok label pretty clear there with the person that did the TikTok. But if the YouTube compilator has uploaded it to their channel and is monetizing it, even then, that means they're profiting off somebody's work. So it's like if somebody has grabbed an art piece and has gone to a t-shirt shop, like Redbubble or something, and then put somebody's art. I jump up on here efficiently. So then they've taken somebody's art and put it on a t-shirt, and then they start making a profit off of it. Thus, again, profiting off of somebody's art, even if they left the original artist's name on it. Is a birthmark a kind of watermark? Kind of. You look at the little birthmark on you and go, this shows that I'm me. Yahoo! Which means then, if you ever cloned yourself, that clone still has the watermark too. Alright, I think the top of this umbrella looks pretty good, so let's spray the underside. Oop, ah. Now, all of this art stuff is the right way to phrase it, actually? I don't know. I hadn't thought of it so much until becoming, or I shouldn't even phrase it like becoming part of, more like observing it in communities, where I'll be sort of faintly lurking a community and will look over at, say, art sections, and people will be posting art from places, but then not using giving any credit, or will be using art from places and for other purposes on YouTube videos or the like, and not be giving any credit. There's at least the extent in some cases where the artist isn't being provided any credit, but the person did commission the piece. So at the least the artist was compensated for the artwork. If even they don't get anything kind of past that, you could say. But that's just how it is. For the commissioning side of it, I suppose. I just noticed the crouching icons in the corner. It looks like you've got a gun instead of a power washer. Yeah, I was noticing that too at the end of the last level, kind of looking at them over. In particular, honestly, the version where you're laying down. You see this power washer in my hand? Crouching down, it's like I'm taking a sniper's crawl position. I'm ready to take someone out. Okay, bucko, I have that watermark and I'm 2 years older. You're going down. That birthmark watermark. What if you had a twin and you both had that birthmark then? Who is the real one? But yeah, chat, with the art and content, it's not like everybody does it maliciously either. They're not out there grabbing art and going, yes, I think I'm going to show this art piece to my friend, but not say the artist, because fuck the artist. Usually just, again, because they're like, oh, I like the art piece. I want to show people this art because I like the art. And they just don't really think about where it came from. It's just how it is. It's not vastly far from... Again, it's not quite the same case, because if you have, say, actors that are acting a role and you don't know who that actor is, that actor is at least still getting compensated for the fact that they were acting in that role. And somebody who did care and say, hey, I liked that actor as that role. Let me just go look at the credits and see who it is so that I can get into contact with them. Is that you still have that at least. Some people don't know, but some are just being asses. Yeah, some people just doing it out of innocence. Other people doing it intentionally. I really hate the reposting of videos and such. It's super sad to see the original creator have significantly less traction. That, I feel like, is another hell. Here you are, artist that made original piece, and then somebody has grabbed it from you and reposted it, not linking back to you, and their post has gotten a ton of traction. And then you just kind of look down and you're like, but I made that. And now nobody knows I made that.
It's not my fault the art was so amazing it blew up when I posted without credit for the hell of it. Ho ho!
Oh no. Just the anteaters just reposting art stolen. So it does make it rewarding to go on a wild goose chase and find the original. That's a fair point. It can be fun then as a person that says, you know, I like this art. There is absolutely no credit given to the artist. It's time to find them. And then when you go hunt them down and you do find them, it does feel like rewarding to be like, I got the artist. I know who did the piece now. And then it can be nice for the artist too, if you then choose to follow them. And then artist can be all happy. Wow, another person followed me. I feel like a similar concept could even be applied, though, to normal business workings. Well, I don't mean business as a business working, but as an employee working somewhere. If you work really hard on something or you're always trying to do a good job, but your boss person never acknowledges it or shows any sort of appreciation, so here you are, always doing hard work, getting things real nice and clean, for example, doing a hard job's work of cooking, and your boss is just always like, yeah, whatever, get back to work, Stacy. And then Stacy sadly cries. She tries so hard, but her boss never cares. Is there even a point? Oh, it does. Oh, I read that comment already. Oops. Did I get all of these rocks cleaned? I don't think so. Yeah, there's still a good amount left. As I can also see by the pond wall, there's plenty left to clean. I'm able to open up shop, right? Got power washers, equipment, cleaning liquids. So, oh. See, there's medium duty, heavy duty, and oh. Yeah, I was gonna say professional duty, but there's nothing here. If I wanted heavy duty, I'd have to have $2,000. Medium is 900, and light is what I have, so I don't have to buy that. We also have cleaning fluids. Glass, metal, plastic, wood, multi-purpose stone. How much is the stone? 10 bucks? I wonder how well it works. I buy the stone cleaner. There's also some equipment here, too. Oh, okay, I guess I just bought that soap. We're probably going to need to buy this soap nozzle so I can also actually use the soap. I'll buy that. We've got turbo nozzle, short extension, long extension, turbo nozzle, turbo nozzle. There's so many choices. Oh no. I even bought the shitty soap nozzle, and apparently there's two better ones. Not like I could afford them. They all have the exact same description, though, so I don't know how much of a difference there is between them. Spinning nozzle to increase cleaning area. Spinning 0-degree nozzle increases the area of effect while maintaining pressure. Well, I guess I've only got $125, and apparently there's a limit because it says I can't buy this one. Is this in addition to the nozzles I already have? So they're kind of like upgrades, or are there a separate, totally new piece? I'll try it out with the turbo nozzle, maybe? Ooh. Okay, yeah, I can see that there's the turbo nozzle, which is very wiggly. Now I've got the soap spray. I believe then we need to load in the cleaner. Oh man, I like the little faint bubbly sounds that it makes. Just Then I suppose I have to actually wash off all of the bubbly soap. That way we can get rid of all of the soapy residue. And I'm going to have gone through this, and the stone wall will still not be cleaned, and thus kind of like, what's the point of having used the soap at all? Like, I think that's from the soap. All of this weird coloration, maybe is from the soap that I sprayed? Huh. Just ruin the rocks by a soap. I like that it labels them too. When I hover over on this part, for example, it says multi-purpose. When I hover over the stone, it says specifically stone, thus indicating what kind of cleaner I should use. Maybe it's the rocks down there? You know, really, you make that comment? It's probably more like the rock siding right here, right? Hey, Doc, bumped into Park Warden. He definitely needs your help. Maybe I shouldn't read the text message like that because it sounds sarcastic. Wow, just ran into the guy here. He really wants to talk to you. Don't call him. I guess we'll go ahead and just come back to this part of the pond in case it is connected at all to the rest. I'll clean up over here instead. Well, since this is still stone, let's go ahead and spray around there. Da-da-da. Then we'll just continue spraying as usual. I feel like I've gotten bad at drinking water. Staying hydrated. What is this?
I need to keep up. Keep hydrated?
As do you too, Chet. Make sure you take a nice sip of water, alright? You don't want to be getting too thirsty or anything. I also reflect here about how I was kind of, I guess you could say, complaining about all of those cases with the art. I feel like most people tend to focus on negative things. Yeah, they like to complain. People like to look at something, knit up some angry eyebrows and say, I hate this thing. What if we instead focused more on things that make us happy? Saying all this spraying is so enticing. Like that. You look at the spray and you say, I like this. It's great. It's the best. I recall, because, okay, obviously I like small things. Yeah, I've got the little tiny jammies emotes. I started building a tiny house for chat. I've got tiny figures to represent subscribers. I like small stuff. I recall once I looked up information about making small furniture, and hairwood, apparently, I believe it is, works well because it has some little tiny wood grain on it, so it looks nice when you make it into miniature furniture. That's right, hairwood. I think there's some other kinds of wood as well that work nicely. But it's all about having that tiny wood grain that really gives the detail to the stuff. Imagine Jammies on a little chair just for him, nobody else. He loves sitting down and waving his arms. He can't stand all the time. Diorama houses are pretty pog. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, it's like how you can even get little snow globes. Snow globes that will have little miniature pieces on it. How did the house turn out? It's incomplete currently. I was not going to finish putting together that house in a singular stream. I think there were people that commented, or it was either reviews on that, or in the product description itself, about it taking something of 20 hours to put it all together. And I think I got barely anything done while on stream. So, how is it turning out? Well, I got a stovetop, or like a range hood completed, and I did 3 jars, and I made a little tiny whisk. So progress is slow. Have to speed run the tiny house. Likely what I'll do is I'll just spend a little time on it every day working on it. So say I'm taking a break from working on emote commissions, I'll just mosey on over to tiny house and work on that a little bit. Woo. Wow. Can't believe all I had to do was spray that little small spot, and bada bing, the liner was done. Oh, hang on. I swap over to super intense nozzle, the turbo nozzle. Now we can get rid of all of this lichen. Ding! That's right, the satisfying ding of completion. Hell, it's funny being up around the house in various areas with my phone sometimes, and on the off chance I happen to get a Discord ping, and say my sister's around, she'll be like, "What?" Because she'll think it's her Discord, and she'll be like, "Why the heck can I hear it?" Sometimes I'll be showering, and I'll think, or I'll faintly hear the sound of a Discord ping. I'm just like, "Caco, please. You know that's just in your mind. Ignore it." And then I get out of the shower, and I look at my phone, and yeah, it was just in my mind. Now, where are the remains of... Oh my god. Here I'm like, so where are the remains of dirt? Everywhere. Well, time to go through all the little cracks then. I'll be lying in bed and then hear a Discord ping when my PC's off. It's like when you've got a certain cell phone, or not even necessarily cell phone, but if you just have an alarm clock straight up, you sometimes start sort of phantom hearing that alarm sound, or maybe you're watching something and they use that sound effect in the thing you're watching, and you're just like, oh my god, no, the trauma of having to get up in the morning, it returns to me because of the sound effect. Help, help. If anyone I knew IRL had Discord, I'd be so paranoid of them bugging me. They hear you Discord ping a singular time, and then they slide on over to you. So, Skelly, I just heard a Discord ping. It seems you have Discord? Wanna add me? And then Skelly just starts sweating and is like, please God. I used to have the alert sound from Metal Gear Solid as my text alert, and then every time I hear it now, I feel the need to check my phone. See, that's why you have to be careful about what sound effect you use for your notifications, because otherwise, you'll just, be getting all paranoid every time you hear it. And hello there, Gert. Welcome. That's right. It's time for the power washing game, and see, look at that. Even though there was a ton of orange all around, we got close enough. So the game has said, yeah, you're close enough to having everything count. Bada boom, you're done. That's one of the reasons that Power Washer Simulator is one of the better simulator games. Oof, big sneeze. You want to know the real psycho noise for having for your phone? It has to be something really common, right? Alright, Gert. What is the real psycho noise? I had, hey, listen, Navi for way too long. So then when people joke about, hey, listen, it then becomes a double whammy for you. Recalling the days of Ocarina of Time. But now also your phone notifications. Oh. That explains why the way you are, Gert. Oh my god, Khan! He's coming right at Gert! How does Gert defend himself from that? That's so intense. What is he supposed to say? That would only bother people who've played the games, though. It's true, if you're not familiar with Legend of Zelda, the hey listen doesn't have the same sort of impact. So then if you hear just hey listen in general, probably would kinda just shrug your shoulders, be reminded of your phone, whatever. No, as I'm looking at this little patch of flowers, it's humorous sometimes being in, say, a grocery store or something, and they've got all the flowers put out, and you maybe see someone leaning down to sniff at the roses. While roses can have a very good scent, the ones that they sell at grocery stores for bouquets are not fucking scented. They're just scentless roses. They look nice but smell like nothing. It's funny sometimes when people smell flowers that do not have scents. Oh no! Oh no, but imagine instead, you've got a Rafflesia corpse flower, and somebody sees it off from the distance and looks at it.
Wow, look at really giant, huge flower. It must have really huge scent, right? Smells really pretty, because flowers always smell good.
And then they start going over to the Rafflesia. And then slowly, the closer they get, the clearer the scent becomes. And then they just slowly there.
What is that smell? Sniff, sniff. Oh my god, I think I'm gonna barf. Did something die over here next to this beautiful flower? Oh no.
And then they get up to the flower and sniff. It's the flower! Huge scent for huge flower, but it is an extremely stinky one. And then the flower isn't offended or upset by this, by the way. Corpse flower Rafflesia just laughs. Says, like I'm trying to smell good, how else am I supposed to successfully attract flies? I love the stench. Imagine trying to throw insults as an English soccer fan. Oh my god, Gert. Are you just harassing people in chat now? Trying to be a big bully? Oh my god. Oh, I didn't want to use that. Oh, this is stone. I could use it. Just a little bit. I don't know how much of a difference it makes when I spray it like that, or if I have to spray for several seconds at a singular spot. I'm not sure. Oh, I harassed Khan. He started it. Oh. Bullying in chat. But sniffing flowers out in nature is a gamble. Who knows if you might snort a bee? You see a flower. Oh, it's so lovely. It's one of your favorite types of flowers, too. Beautiful begonia. You take a nice little dash over to it. Oh, I love begonias. You bring your nose down, and then you just give it a huge whiff. And you feel something just get sucked up into your nose, and then huge pain. You sneeze, and then out flies a bee. Bee looks over at you very angry, and then flies away, as you are now stung inside of your nose. What about Amorphophallus titanum? Well, the fact that that has phallus in its name there, I'm assuming it's some type of flower, or perhaps mushroom even, that is, you know, shaped a little bit seductively. It uses flies as pollinators. It seems when plants say, fuck bees, fuck butterflies, I'm on the fly team now, that plant then becomes kind of stinky. The dong plant! Oh no! Cockflower! Chat, please! Oh my god. Imagine having a garden and you've just filled it with plants that are vaguely phallic shaped, and then you have another little section of your garden filled with very bulbous style flowers, and then you point and you're like, those are my cock flowers over there, and then you motion towards the other section, and those ones are my booba flowers, and then they smile at you as they're showing off their garden, and you just kind of stare at them. Why? You ask. And they look back at you, still smiling. Booba! Caca! Yay! And then you just kind of turn around and walk away. And, this here is my penis planter. See the shape of this plant right here? You have that planted in your penis planter. And that's when you stop talking to that person forever. If I heard booba IRL from someone, I would have to leave. I feel like it's partially the case if you hear somebody saying booba unironically, that you have to leave. Because here I am making jokes. If we were out, I don't know, in person, here we are hanging out playing PowerWash or Simulator together, and I point at the flower and I'm like, look at booba flower, wop, 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 wop. And it's very clear I'm just being wacky silly. And then you laugh because, haha, booba. But if somebody, say, you're at a dance club, rave, ladies all over the place, dudes grinding on people, and then your friend kind of nudges you and points to a girl and is like, yo, check out the booba on her. Completely unironically. When did booba become a thing? I'm not entirely sure when it became a thing, but I feel like it's a somewhat natural extension. It probably was somebody accidentally typoed boobs, because the A and S keys are right next to each other. So you have a bunch of people that started accidentally typoing booba, and then other people said, haha, booba, that's funny, and then started saying it. Howdy, female. You have a nice package of boobas, m'lady. Oh no. Oh no. It's like a combination of the word boob and awooga. Just cut to the chase. Why say, look at her boobs, awooga, when you could just combine them together and say, wow, look at her booba. I kind of like that idea. That being the case, just people were too lazy to say boobs and awooga, so they just combined them together. Oh man, pointing out some lady's breasts and then saying awooga to them, oh, that's a whole lot of work. I'm gonna cut out the middleman and just say booba. Now them's some nice bahonka donkas. I gotta say, I do think it sounds funny when you purposefully give really sort of... It has to be done, like a lot of things, in moderation, because otherwise it just becomes kind of annoying. But I do think the wacky words of, like, the bahonkadonkas, or in referring to breasts, is rather humorous. Bahonkadonka sounds like something Strong Bad would say. Oh no. Oh no. I'm not sure how many people in chat have watched Homestar Runner, but it is an old webtoon from the early 2000s. I remember watching many of those. This is Grill Cleaning Simulator. Can I just replace the entire garden with a whole lot of grills so we can just clean grills all day? Because then we could continue making the wacky booba jokes and combine it with grill and be like, ho 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 ho, hey, chat, I am very funny streamer man. Look, grill, that's like the wacky missaying of girl, you know? Look, where is this grill's booba? Whoop, 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 I'm a comedy god. Yo. Hi there, slime. Welcome. But this is a suboptimal grill. It's not charcoal. Oh, man. Got a grill elitist in chat, huh? Need to be careful. You're gonna make all of the kerosene grills cry. Hey, chat. Check out that grills. Gazoopa Doopers. They are Bobcatalicious. Bobcatalicious. What the fuck? Maybe we should just start taking wildcats and using them as adjectives for things that are cool. Yo, chat. Check out this swing right here. It's totally tiger, yo. Blasphemy! Not a propane grill use! Bobcat, I usually think of Bobcat Goldthwait, not felines. Oh no. I guess... I'm thinking now. If you disliked either comedian man, actor, who, whatever, Bobcat Goldthwait, and you liked them, so Bobcat becomes a compliment, or you hate them, and so Bobcat becomes an insult. What if you hate large cats? So by me calling this here swing a tiger, that's insulting the swing. Because tigers suck to you. Ooh. Oh, did I just finish cleaning a singular portion of the grill? Oh my god. Grill has little sections to it. Whoa, bro, now that's some sick, nasty cleave. Heh, you know? What if you just started using nouns? You know, that's not far off from what kind of is done already. How we grab just words that already exist and we start using them to describe other stuff. Like how drip started becoming a phrase word, a slang word for describing somebody's cool clothes. Yo, dude, I love your outfit. It's totally storm, bro. Man, your look today, completely stormy. I don't know about that hat with those shoes. Feeling pretty sunny to me. I don't get all this new lingo. Am I old? Yeah, I think we all are. Sheesh is the newest thing, isn't it? And I hate it. Sheesh? Hasn't that been a thing for... You know what's humorous is when old slang words start becoming popular again. Because I remember based being a hip slang word back in the early 2000s, whatever. And now it's coming back again, and people are using based. It's a weird cycle. Points at inner elbow. Sheesh. Oh yeah, didn't you make that observation somewhere, Petri, and you were like, excuse me, my memer friend, Andrew, what the fuck does this even mean? People yelling sheesh is apparently a thing. Yeah, I don't know what it is with all of these weird hip kids trying to make up their own slang words. Why can't they just maintain the same slang forever? I don't understand. Can we go back to neat and swell? These newfangled words, I just don't get. I'm going back to bah humbug. Apparently it means they're not lying? I have no idea. I looked up the origin of sheesh. It's from a TikTok. A dude grabbed a frog and was like, I caught a frog. Sheesh. Thought he meant neat, not neat. Different neats. No, the younger generation will come up with new words. I don't think the younger generation is coming up with new words. They're just grabbing pre-existing words and saying it means this now. So I don't agree with that, I say, in complete fury. You know, the word boomer, that used to apply to a particular generation of people, but now it's just being used to describe someone who is on the older side. The word suspicious? That was already an existing word, but now everyone just says sus and relates it to Among Us. These... Oh my god. This goddamn younger generation thinking they're so original when all they're doing is taking words that are already a thing and using them differently. What sort of creativity is that? Come on, new generation. Come up with other things. Come up with schmorkeldork, meaning someone is a complete loser. Come up with the shorks, which means someone's pretty cool, huh? Shorks sounds like a lot like stork. I don't know about that one, actually. And hello there, kitty. Welcome. I'm gonna give this one... Oh, look, this general spray works completely fine on this chair. This is way faster than using that tiny power washer. Only really need to use it when we've got obnoxious spots like these. The snorks. Oh yeah, that's a show too, huh? God, the game does get down to the visceral disgust of washing away furniture and seeing what he thought was a normal color just wash away. Imagine doing that too to your bathtub. Here you are in your house. You maybe regularly clean your tub now and again, but you don't do a crazy thorough job. But one day you say, hey, I think I'm gonna do a tub deep cleaning. And then you start getting at it, and then you finish a portion and you step away, and here's that portion you just cleaned, completely sparkling white. And then you look at the rest of your tub, and you can tell now it's all like an off yellow color, weird, not white, and you're like, oh my god, and I've been bathing in this tub this entire time? This conversation is turning Caco into a sussy baka sheesh. Skelly? Petri? Can I get a timeout on Dagnardio, please? Go wild with the time. 10 seconds? 21 seconds? Oh my god, that is complete madness. But thank you. He needed it. He needed to be timed out as punishment. Oh, wild, you say? Now Skelly retimes him out for an additional 5. That is not very kawaii of you, Caco-chan. I can't let these things be said in chat. 9 more seconds. Wait, no, that is a minute 9 seconds. Oh my god, Skelly. That's completely wild. but you're doing a great service to chat. Thank you. Thanks, mods. That was very cool. I nod at Mod Skelly. Excellent job. Do you guys think this power washer would wash away the memories of one's past? Is it powerful enough? You know, it depends on what exactly the memories of your past are. I've only got a light power washer at the moment, so I don't know if your memories are extreme. Probably won't do anything for them. But if they're light, I could, you know, get them off. It's kind of how I walk over and I do a little light spraying. That wasn't a great example because it cleaned it all off. But some cases where we do a light spraying, but there's still little spots of grime sticking around. That might be the case for your memories too. Just wash away all the trauma. Please, I don't want to think about all of these terrible memories. I don't want to think about how back in high school I said you to the cute guy that was asking me, can I borrow your homework so I can copy it? Scarred, traumatized. Water washes away dirt. Fire washes away pain. Water can wash away pain too. Well, kind of. It might do the same thing as fire and, you know, create some of the pain. Hold on. I hopped up and now I'm just kind of hanging on for dear life to not fall down. Whoop. Whoop. Maybe if I go from over here, maybe then I can jump up from the handle onto the back side. Yes, there we are. Oh, but too far away. I need like a running sprint jump almost. What? Oh. Oh, God. I'm back. The other side is scary. And Slime just smiles. Cheese to see you back. I'm trying to hop up from the car to that roof, but it's not working. So fuck it, we're gonna clean this car first. I'm taking a break from that chair. Yo, where my main man cheesed at? I didn't add cheese. I'm assuming it just looks like the meme cheese mouse, because I think that's the only version of it I have seen. Hippo is superior. Hippo... yeah, but it's his best friend. Hippo and Cheese is a good couple. Is that dirt in the grass? I've never actually seen Cheese. I think I've only seen the meme image of it. So I suppose, I guess I don't even have great memory of that, so I'm not entirely sure what it looks like. Just point the gun straight down and rocket jump, dweeb. Alright, this isn't TF2. Man, it's too bad, because then I could just rocket around. Oh, man! But then it would make it way more like Super Mario Sunshine if I could point my power washer down at the ground and hover off the floor. You've seen it in Kriken's channel? The cheesed emote? I guess that would fit, because cheesed, mouse, rat, Kriken, all about the rats. Checks out. Also, the power washer is more close to a flamethrower, so this would be a pyro and not a soldier. Oh, nitpicky. Oh my god, I thought Peepo had a super high-waisted pants, but it's a shirt. I mean, you could read it as just a pair of pants that has sleeves on it. You know, maybe he cut out some armholes and put on some extra pairs of pants onto his arms, and that's how he's wearing it. Cheesed? Vermin. Streamers? Also vermin. Fitting. Gert, you can't say that about streamers! They're going to cry! I, streamer, tears already brought to my eye wells! I don't know if I can hold back.
misery, the sadness.
Peepo pants, but with sleeves. Peepo is definitely that kind of person. That fits his style. Yeah, the pants. They preferred the term online entertainer. I think when I was setting stuff up for business purposes and taxes, I think I was just rolling with the idea of an entertainer for labeling of what kind of work I'd be doing. Because I feel like that's the most comparable thing for a streamer, right? Just online entertainer. And now you're saying that you think that's something else, Gert? Gert, just because multiple types of entertainment can fall under one category does not mean they all do. I mean, an in-person clown would be an entertainer. Person in a mascot suit could be an entertainer. Lady or man or person at a strip club stripping, also an entertainer. There's multiple kinds. If you want to have fun labeling, try starting a business as a cam girl. See, online entertainer too. Still fits. You have to accept your life as an influencer. If you're saying using the influencer as the label rather than online entertainer, good luck finding an IRS code that is influencer. Because you can get one for entertainer. You can't get one for influencer. This is stone, this is stone. I still have some soap. Not much left, about to run out. There it is, out of stone cleaner. Yeah, it's a very wide definition. Influencer, content creator, online entertainer. One of those three, entertainer, is one you can actually grab. I just had a vision of the IRS coming out with a streamer tag. I could see them, maybe not specifically a streamer tag, but something that just kind of generically covers that group. Because they have, in all of their different labelings of what kind of business you do, they're not always super specific, you know? Some of them are a little bit more just general descriptions.
Is this the dirt finder, General? Got your details from a certain Harper Shaw, as there is an alleged dirt problem at a playground.
Hey, saw my dream RV at the auctions. All creamy, like a pair of like a toffee pie on wheels. See, this guy's using just a noun as an adjective to describe something cool. I wouldn't know whether to drive it or like it. You consider yourself as a content creator that very rarely posts content. I occasionally create content, quotation marks. And then Gert, is that a euphemism for pooping? Imagine being Gert, and you go to the bathroom. Stand up after finishing, and you look down and point into the toilet. I can't wait to take a picture of this, because hoo boy, is that some good content. Gert, I'm not the one taking pictures of my poops. That's you. You're the one calling that content. I'm not. I go to the bathroom, in my own privacy. I look into the toilet and I flush immediately. And I go, goodbye, waste product, you are nothing to me. This power washing setting makes me want to go pee. You know, buddy, Skelly made that same comment there, huh? You don't upload pictures of content to YouTube. You can. They're called PowerPoints. Just a series of images. And you can upload that to YouTube. Maybe we should swap to a separate sprayer if we're going to get the top section here. Oh! See, look at that. I need to not focus so much on little tiny side sections, because otherwise there'll be easy, huge swath sections that I could have just sprayed and got it done so much faster. Too late, I guess. I don't know if the lawn edging has been counted yet, because it looked like there was one little spot that hadn't been cleaned. I clean up this. No, I definitely have not cleaned up the retaining wall yet, so let's go back to spraying up that. Imagine calling your family Krungo IRL. I would do it, and I would be Krungo for doing so. Krungo is a weird word to me. It sounds... I feel like people have somewhat opted to use kind of alternative words because they don't like the original word, but then it's kind of like they're essentially saying it anyway. So you say, I don't like the word cringe, so I'm going to start saying Krungo. But then if you just start saying Krungo all the time instead of cringe and applying it to the exact same circumstances that you'd say cringe, you're really just saying cringe. The connotation's exactly the same. So what's the difference? Why not say cringe? Because I don't like the word cringe, but you're saying Krungo instead and using it the exact same way. Why? I mean, the history behind the word krung is someone in Tomatoes chat was trying to say this is cringe, but they misspelled it. Well, I think Krungo, though, was made... I don't know if they were maybe originally inspired by that happenings, but Krungo, I think, particularly, again, the emote, came from somebody making it an emote on their channel. And then it just kind of spread from there. I like saying Krungo, it's fun. See, so if you opt for saying, Krungo instead of cringe, just partially because you think it's funnier, that's fine. I'm just more commenting on if you're saying Krungo because you don't like saying cringe. Yeah, so Krungo sounds better than cringe and enjoy saying it more. So I think that's alright. It's just where you say, I don't like the word cringe, and I don't like the way it's used, so I'm going to start saying Krungo instead. And it's just kind of the same case, you know? It's like saying booba, because it sounds wacky. And you're not saying booba because you don't want to say boobs, you're saying booba because haha, funny. You know? I know Sci-Fry has Krungo as a full emote. That was my first introduction to it, yes. And I think I had been on one of his streams, or maybe on somebody else's streams that he was on and was commenting on it. And I think his mute, made it and then sent it to him and told him to upload it to his channel. And I think it just kind of spread from there. Krungo is closer to Bunger. You know, that is pretty close. Especially, what if you started saying Krunger instead? Krunger. Crunger? Word possibilities. Agnardio? Oh, I see, it's a spinning version. I have Chatterino that I started using to reference chat with, so it doesn't play channel animated emotes. So here you've just posted Frungo in chat, a spinning version, but it just looks still to me. And I was like, how the fuck did you post that? I don't have BTTV enabled, or that Krungo emote enabled on my stream. Did somebody actually upload that to their Twitch official? And then no. It's just a spinning variation. It's like there's some sort of meme. Frungo. Yeah, that my extension means that pet the bee emote. It's just a hand sitting on top of the bee. There is no petting action. Slime's a series of animated emotes. They're not animated to me. They're all static. Sadly, just there. Hands together. That's it. Dodgers jamming emote. Nothing. The Elmo, Dex, flamin', completely still. I don't even know that kind of pogging type face, the pink one, and then that last emote you posted. I don't know what sort of movement they're doing, because they're all static. Can't see it. Luna posting the Kraken emote. Is it backseat or is it steer that he's posted? I can't tell the difference between the two. I've still got the idea of the voice fact, but animated stuck in my head. I know, I really want to grab... It could even be even if I didn't go out and grab Live 2D to try it with, but animating it so that it either has the hand raising up into the frame, or so it gives a little finger wag. That has definitely been on my mind too. I can't see the blob dance either, no. So instead what I see is just the blob awkwardly leaning forward a little bit. Actually, the first signs of Krungo was spotted in 1776 Boston when a couple of Unga Bunga Kakonas told the Brits that tea is cringe. That was a hell of a sentence to read. Caco, if you try 2D Live, let me watch you, please. I could do that for you, Petri. We'll have a secret stream together. Even saying it like that, I could technically do one of my Friday streams where I do art as just the 2D. Oh, but if I did do it on Friday, that makes it super late for you, huh, Petri? That wouldn't work out as well for you. Super secret stream. Only Petri allowed. Best friend stream. I guess, though, on a different possibility, if I streamed that to Discord during the day when I say, hey, it's time to start trying out some 2D Live, and then I slap myself into Discord, and on my Discord, I just start streaming it. Not in a private channel, Petri can just hop into it still, and then other people, if anyone else wanted to see me goof around with 2D Live, you could have that option. Caco lives in the past for me. Yeah, but it is only an hour. The problem is that I just stay up late and Petri goes to bed in a timely fashion. This wood fence, the trellis, it says, seems like it's gonna be hell to wash up. I can see all of these little dirt patches that are in between. Let's swap over to this and just start going through each of the little sections. So does that mean Caco now lives in the past of drawing sexy Mario characters? Man. Does that mean an hour in the future, Petri's gonna draw some sexy Mario characters? Oh, man. Everyone I talk to here lives in the future from me. Dagnardio, quick, this is the time. Start asking people what the winning lottery numbers are. That way you can go out and buy the winning ticket, alright? Go. We've got the money-making scheme now. Never finished my sexy Mario art? Oh, it does mean no more sexy Mario. No! What is the world going to be like without its sexy Mario? It'll only be sad. Peach, in particular, is going to be very disappointed. She's been waiting for the sexy Mario pictures. No! Oh, and Kitty's gonna go out to water some strawberries. Huh? Strawberry watering. My mom and I suppose niece have been kind of growing some plants. They got some zucchinis the other day. I think they were zucchinis and not cucumbers. They also, a little while ago, picked some strawberries off of the plants, and they were adorable because these particular strawberries were teeny tiny. Like the size of the end of my finger. They were cute. Chat, which crypto is gonna go up in the next 2 hours? Dagnardio asks, ready for his money schemes. I guess I probably need to clean the other side of the trellis too, right? And that will help me complete this. Without spending a million years going through every little crack and crevice. We'll see. And hello there, keyboard warrior. It's been a little bit. Welcome. Petri Dosh Orca coins. That would be our cryptocurrency. Oh my god, and I can do the secret, not so secret crypto scheme where I go, haha, invest in my crypto coin, everybody. And then when it starts blasting off, I go, haha, you all just got tricked. See ya. Bone bucks. Oh my god, I like that. As a cryptocurrency name. Ew. You know, Slime Rancher, they've got the plorts that you get off the slimes. What if somebody went and named their cryptocurrency plorts? Looks like you're almost done. My girls can't wait to get out there. We are getting pretty close. I'm glad this hyper turbo nozzle works well for getting rid of the lichen. Because this lichen is pretty hard to remove via my other nozzles. Wasn't there news for Slime Rancher 2 recently? There totally was. I recall it both being posted somewhere and my sister telling me about it. She got into Slime Rancher a little bit later than I did. Or played it, or knew about it later than I did, but she very much liked it. So when she saw that, she was like, hey, Caco, there's gonna be a Slime Rancher too. I'm like, ooh. You posted it too, Petri? I recall you posting it. I don't remember the timeline, if you posted it first and then my sister told me about it, or if I saw it somewhere else first. I don't know. Not like it really matters, but... wonder if that retaining wall syncs up to this retaining wall. I see there's quite a bit of oh! Well, that cleaned that up. Now we just need this section, I suppose. What was the side of the fencing? There we go. Fence post cleaned. How about this? Oh, there we go. Retaining wall cap cleaned. This fence post needs to be cleaned. There we go. New Slime Rancher, but no new Monster Rancher. When has the last Monster Rancher came out? I think your sister told you first because you made that comment when I posted it. Entirely possible then. I always forget the timeline on things like that. Last one was back on the DS, I think. Oh. It really has been a long time. I don't know how the quality of the Monster Rancher games has been going either, because then you have to add in the additional hope of, I hope there's another Monster Rancher that is also not shit. Because otherwise, you might get a new Monster Rancher, but it comes out and it's terrible. Okay, since this fence up here is the last one that's still dirty, I guess we'll go ahead and clean this one up. Huh. Dying Light 2 also coming out. Hope the story isn't dog shit. That's always the hope with these story games. You look at it, you look at the first one, and you go, this one was a pretty good time. You look at the second one, this one was terrible and I hated it. You look at the third one coming out. I really hope they don't do like they did last time. I would love a new Rhythm Heaven game. It's been a while since a Rhythm Heaven game has come out too, huh? I know there's a indie-made Rhythm Doctor. I think it's still in early access on Steam and has been for a while. But I'm pretty sure they've been working on that, and I think that has finally started to get somewhere close to a completion point, maybe? I haven't really looked that much into it, so I can't really say with any proper definitiveness to my statements. I'd even be happy with a game in the same genre, but a different IP. I just want to ranch weird creatures. Oh, it feels like there just aren't really completely comparable games when it comes to that sort of genre. Even in the way of, say, Chow Garden from Sonic, or especially Chow Garden from Sonic. There just isn't quite the same comparable game that exists. When's Sonic gonna do another Chow Garden, chat? I just want to raise the Chow. Ugh. I pray that Konami makes a Castlevania game. Ugh. But he said everything will be okay. But it isn't okay. The chows are still gone, please. There we go, thank God. Kept getting all of these tiny dirt spots. All scattered around. Oh, fence post done. I hope not soon. I spent so many hours in those gardens, I can't lose more time, Caco. I guiltily pull at the collar of my shirt. I recall spending many long hours in Chow Garden too, honestly. The number of times of repeating the city escape level in order to make money. All of that sweet ring dosh. Dear Lord. Though, when I streamed, let me tell you, when I streamed Sonic Adventure 2 and we got some of that Chow Garden action, the mods that you can get for it, that make it so that you can speed up or reuse candies and the like, makes it honestly a lot nicer, because then you don't have to spend eons collecting the shit, but you still get to enjoy all the Chow. Especially with the mods that added in the additional Chow animations and extra sound effects. Great. Very good. Quality of life Chow Garden mods indeed. It's too bad I wasn't able to get those Dr. Eggman skins working. It's too bad I couldn't get the skins working for making all of the characters look like Rouge. Ugh. That's super dope. The grind to take care of them was tedious and very time consuming. I feel like that's a good thing. What, are you saying you didn't want to see everybody's head on a Rouge body? Oh man, you're missing out. they become really the Sonic equivalent of booba mods. Put character on Rouge botting. Yes, that is it exactly. Oh man. Hi there, Archon. What a time to make a chat comment as we're commenting about Sonic characters with boobs. I'm not surprised Sega never did a Chow game. I feel like it could... I'm surprised Sega never did a Chow game. I feel like it could hit that Animal Crossing market. Yeah, but take another look at Sega. There are many games that you kind of look and wonder why they haven't done it, or why they have done it. Especially in the vein of Sonic games, where there are many of them with questionable choices. I look at the scene where Sonic kisses human lady. I woke up super late, didn't expect to imagine Eggman with Rouge's figure. What, you don't do that regularly? Pokemon ranching game, come on, it's so obvious! Even with Skelly's comment about where are the new Monster Ranchers. Not even the Monster Rancher games are bringing new Rancher games to the table. I think really what you need to do is just look at indie devs and cheer them on to make indie adjacent or similar inspired style games for them instead. Like when I played Dragon Creek was very sort of Monster Ranchy. Just maybe not as content heavy, I'd say, but still a comparable piece. Hits in that sort of genre. Next Sonic TV series after Sonic Boom is going to be called Sonic Booba. Hell. I bid you all farewell and apologize for that horrid joke. Oh, Shy Guy, come on. Everybody's laughing. I look over at chat. I look back at you. It's fine, alright? Timing myself out for 3 minutes. Basically giving yourself a bathroom break. Indie is our only hope now. I feel like that's just always the case. Fuck giant developers. Indie all the way. Oh, we're all clean? Oh, look at that. Oh, I love the metallic reflections on it. Beautiful. Majestic. This looks like a face. Oh my god. Chat, take a look. Eye. Outside of eye area. They're like the little eye sort of coverings. Nose, mouth. It's like an alligator or a frog. And then, at the two sides here, it's got giant headphones. So it's like a crocodile alligator face that's got some extremely high quality headphones on. Maybe wearing a bit of a hat. I have a fever dream of playing a Pokemon farm raising game. Oh, that would be so good. A Pokemon farmer. Be like Stardew Valley. Or Harvest Moon, but with Pokemon. Like an old DOS boss face. I guess that is what that was like, huh? Oh my god. A lawnmower that hates the sound it makes. So it had to put on a pair of headphones, that way it wouldn't hear the obnoxious lawnmower sounds. That's the dream. That's exactly what my Pokemon Rancher game would be. Like a Harvest Moon style game, but with the addition of Pokemon battling as well. Think of the content. Archon, think of the romance. You got Nurse Joy over there at the Pokemon Healing Center. You grab her a flower. You go into the healing center. You throw the flower at her. She blushes, her heart changing colors from black to yellow.
Oh wow, Pokemon Rancher Man! I love this flower. That's very thoughtful of you.
And then you repeat the process every day as she says the same thing every time. Fuck, I loved Viva Pinata. I spent so many hours in it. Chat, can you buy Viva Pinata on the PS4 or PS3 store? Wait, Viva Pinata was Xbox, wasn't it? I'm mixing up the console types, right? Or did it come out on multiple consoles? I cannot remember. It's been too long. You can get it on PC, but it's kind of cursed to set up. But then I wonder if there's any Viva Pinata mods that I could get if it was PC. I'm thinking the PS3, because I'm pretty sure, a PS3 and a PS4 console, because then I could hook them up to the Elgato and then stream them that way. Also, hello, Mortis. Peepo is you? Wow. Just having a nice little wearing of some pants clothes. The first game is on PC and Xbox. The second game is Xbox only. Okay, so it is not. So I am certainly mixing up the consoles. I'm familiar with Viva Pinata, but I always mix up. I don't say always. I frequently will mix up the console exclusivity. Especially when it comes to Xbox games, I feel like, because I never had an Xbox, so that probably contributes to it. Is this side messy? It looks like it should be very messy, but spraying it doesn't seem to do anything. A little bit unsure. Alright, now you gotta go get ready. Sending strawberries to all of you. Don't power wash them, please. But we need to get the dirt and grime off of those strawberries. That show that went along with Viva Pinata was also super wacky. I'm pretty sure when I was reading some information about Viva Pinata is that they actually made the show in conjunction with the game. So a lot of the writing style and the like matched up. Had characters that matched up, whatever. But I'll be honest, whenever I would see advertisements for the show, it made me think of then when I would see the game, that the game was made based upon the show, and then I was always like, I don't want to play just this video game based upon show, because video games based upon shows and movies are pretty much always terrible. I have no interest. Go away, Viva Pinata. So it didn't really work the way they wanted it to, for me. You got selected for Duty Manager Trainer, so I might be getting marginally more money. That's exciting, Mortis. At least hoping on the side that you will get more money, because if you just, get raised responsibilities and more work, that's, it's a little bit of a downside. Is this a Strong Cleanse emulator stream? Hell yeah! This is a Strong Cleanse emulator, everybody's favorite emulator game. We throw out the simulators, it's all about the emulation these days. Welcome, Matogi, to the emulation stream. Toss emulation? Uh-oh. Caco, you are my voice of anxiety, I swear. Likely because I live my life in anxiety. I don't know if it's just that my anxiety has gotten worse as I've gotten older, or if I'm just putting myself into circumstances where it's more apparent, or I don't know if triggered is the right word, but Triggered always sounds weird to me. But in circumstances where I'm more apt to be anxious, because I never really thought of myself as an anxious person until more of on the reason side. Same, or if you are actively noticing it more. That could be a case too where if you had anxiety and you never really related it to, oh, I think this might be anxiety. I don't know. I kind of feel it's more the case of that I'm just putting myself into situations that make me more anxious. Because I certainly remember being young, youth, I didn't interact with people much because I was very shy. However, I think part of that might have been from anxiety, I guess, because after interacting with people more, made me way more anxious and paranoid about shit. Big mood, but I always felt anxious, but it's definitely gotten worse. I feel similarly. I feel like if there's cases, too, that almost, you might... Say you had anxiety over accidentally dropping a pie, and then one day, you drop a pie. From that moment forward, your anxiety over dropping pie becomes worse, because then you start thinking, I did it once, I can do it again. It's real. Or might actually do an opposite. It could technically do an opposite effect too, where you drop the pie and you go, huh, actually wasn't that bad that I dropped the pie. And then maybe you become less anxious about it. Could be either case. It just kind of depends on how you respond, I suppose. Like exposing yourself to a fuck ton of snake venom and becoming immune to it. So for me, I'm pushing myself into more situations where I'm feeling anxious. Simply because eventually I'm going to get inured to it, right? Yeah, so it's like maybe you just need to drop a bunch of pies to become less worried about it. Like ripping the band-aid off, you're pie dropping experienced now. And you just have to hope that you'll be the case of just becoming used to dropping the pies will be beneficial and doesn't just make it worse, because I think the make it worse has been the case for me. The more I've interacted with people, it's almost like a double case. Because here I am, I look at you, chat, streaming, I'm interacting with lots of people. But simultaneously, I think I've become better at maybe making conversation, talking to people, but I've become a lot more anxious with actually interacting with people. A journey at pie dropping. Drop enough pies to tilt the axis of the Earth and reverse global warming. Finally, Mortis, a feasible solution to a problem. It definitely comes in a sort of a slow roller coaster for me, where it'll get worse, really worse over time until a big mental reset happens. Yeah, it's almost like the straw that broke the camel's back, where everything just keeps building and building and building, and then suddenly just, even if it's a small thing, just suddenly sets everything off, and then keep building until a breakdown, essentially. Brains are weird and dumb. We take our brains out, chat. We're brainless stream now. We look at the dirt and go, haha. Look at dirt. It's so dirty. I can get up close and see a bunch of pixels. I blast pixels. 5 pixels. No more. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. I smooth my brain. No more wrinkles. No more worries. Same. I don't get anxious chatting with people on Discord, at work or here, but in real world interactions, I'm like, oh fuck, I have to actually talk to this person now. I'm accidentally using my soap. I don't want that. I thought I was flipping to something else. And I looked away when I did so. Then there's all of these worries that we all have. But then everybody has almost the same worries, and yet we all worry about it anyway. If only we could all just upgrade brain to get rid of it. Man, chat, this is why we need to go to AI bio-cybernetic enhancements, is so that we can give our brain some upgrades to remove things like anxiety. Just turn it, it'll be like mind scanners. You know, there was the one device you could get and install that would make words show up and you could erase them, and anxiety would sometimes come up. We need that. We need that for us. Brain, why must you be so stinky? Oh, if only we could just pull out our brains and power wash them. Do you think that would work? Unstinkify the brain? Just patch out anxiety and depression. And then you could say be Dagnardio 2.0. Inventing nanomachines, brain implants, and cybernetic enhancements, specifically to get rid of your own anxiety. You know, you could be curing all sorts of dangerous, deadly diseases. I'm saying this, you know, anxiety sucks. It's a big problem too. It might not kill you, but it destroys your quality of life. Fuck that. Okay, we got lots of little patches left that we're now going to start going through. That's probably the plot to Deus Ex. It's definitely the plot to some kind of cyberpunk game or novel or some type of media. Removes brain and sprays it with power washer, turning it into mush instantly. Puts brain mush back in. Haha, it worked. Dagnardio is now powered by brain mush. The stress of living with anxiety can absolutely kill you, I feel. I mean, even just on the side of stress, if you get really stressed out, that can cause all sorts of negative physical health effects. So, I imagine it'll be the same case for anxiety, huh? Oh, tiny dirt spot right there. Cleaned. Now we just need to identify some of the larger, dirty sections on a house where it's easiest to spray, like here. Then see if we can get all of this little shed completed. Oh, shed foundation is done. So we just need the main part of the shed. Wait, no, as I'm walking around hitting tab, we must have completed it already, because I'm not seeing any of the dirt glow. Just probably missed the notification for it. Now we just need to clean up the wind chime. Ah! There we go. Shed completed. Oh, okay, so it looks like then I think we should maybe just have the seat left. Fucking brain slurpee. Oh my god. Or brain smoothie, or brain milkshake, a brain frappuccino if you've been drinking a lot of coffee. Delicious brain snacks for the hungry zombie. Do you think if we had zombies, if they would avoid certain people with high anxiety because it makes their brain taste bad, like real sour or something? So here you are, someone with high anxiety, zombies coming towards you, they're about to take a big bite out of your head, and then they stop, and they kind of give a little sniff. Sniff, 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 sniff. And then they're like, never mind. And then they just leave you, and you're like, oh. Brain MILF, Mortis says. Accidentally. Milk, he says, pretending that's what he meant to say the entire time, when we all know he purposefully said MILF. Mortis over here just all about the brain MILFs. Speaking of anxiety. The accidental typo. I'll be honest, whenever I misspeak words or I typo words, personally, I'm always very humored by it, unless I've maybe typoed something terrible. But for the most part, if I accidentally say the wrong thing or type the wrong thing, I mostly just laugh at myself. Because it kind of makes the context of the piece really funny. Like something like brain milk, very humorous. So it's like, oh my god, I can't believe I accidentally said that. Oh. However, if you're always concerned about, say, typoing something, saying something wrong, then you don't get that same humor. And instead you go, holy hell, everything is terrible. Why did this happen? Damn, why did you mention coffee? Been doing a few days without it, and now I crave brain coffee. I'd say what would brain coffee taste like, but we've already got the initial problem of what even does brain taste like? I've never had brain. I think my most egregious out loud flub was saying fire fuck instead of fire truck. Oh my god. Firefuck is pretty good. Hey guys, look at that firefuck going by! Wait! Oh my god. Did we get everything? It says we're at 99% complete. So no, going over here, I see we've got this chair still a little bit missing. Got little patches of grime on it. That's kind of what it looked like earlier when I was still cleaning over here, it seemed like there were a few spots of grime on it, but then I simultaneously also thought, I thought I already got this cleaned, I'm gonna move on to the next chair and just assume it's my, broken eyes. Orgasm instead of organism. It was in the middle of a science class. Oh no. Oh no. As a not mistake way to say a word, I remember in a science class I had, and you had to pick out a planet to talk about. So we were all in different groups and everybody had to make a choice. You better believe one of the fastest picked planets was Uranus, because haha, your anus, comedy, haha. And also, Bad Horus, thank you for resubscribing for 17 months. Nature is a collection of orgasms. Very good, Horus. Great resubscription message. I will go ahead and write your name down. Uh-oh. Oh. Phew. For a second, I thought I misplaced the pen that I use for writing names down. I've got the pen that I use in particular, and why I'm able to write such tiny text down on these labels is because the tip on this pen is, what was it, 0.2 millimeters? So it's itty bitty teeny tiny. There we go. Got the Bad Horus tag ready for a tiny figure. It's gonna be funny to see that in the activity log later with no context. Just, there's Bad Horse, resubscribe to my activity log. Reading nature is a collection of orgasms. Boy. Also, I missed the house building stream because I was working super early today. That's okay, Mortis. There will be more in the future. It's not like a ton was completed anyway. I made, what, 3 jars, a little tiny whisk, and a stove range top. So we did get to test out an LED light, and that was pretty cool. We're still at 99% cleaned. What am I missing? Wait, I can... Oh. You know, this would have helped in climbing up on the roofs of both the shed and the swing there. Too late, I guess. We can see what's left here, yeah? Clean, clean. Here we go. Lawn edgings. Okay. Okay, these pieces are what count as lawn edgings. So we have to find one of them. That, right? Right here, over here. Is it this? No. It has to be around somewhere if it's still saying it's not complete. And it is the only one not complete. It says there's 4 out of 5. So if we have 1, 2, just count 3, 4. There one somewhere else that I'm totally blind to? Is it this? Is it up here? It's here. Okay. It's the pathway lawn edging that I did not complete. So we return to it. Speaking of orgasms, lawn edgings. Thanks, Mortis. Vomiting. I just complete. Oh, wait. See this stone? Now cleaned. There we go. Now, hang on. To do water bowl, fence posts, and a fence top. Isn't clean? I guess it is now. There's that. So we've got 3 fence posts. Looks like we've got this one. And 2 more. Maybe one of these? I think it's better as an accident. That joke. Ooh. Ooh. I think this would probably be a good case to use my stepladder for. You know, this piece of equipment that's been here the entire time that I have not used. I place it down. I jump up on top of it, and now we can check all of the fence posts here. They all appear to be good. I also see I can even hover over it. You know, I think I've even made that comment, hovering over it to see if its reading is completed. The purpose the ladder was made for! Pong! Yes, thank God I'm actually using this piece of equipment the way it was meant to be used. Okay, I can see along here. Boom. So I've still got fence posts, it says. But as I hit tab, it kind of seems like they're done. That one's full bar. That one's full bar. That one's all good. Are there fence posts that I'm missing, maybe? That one's good. This one's good. Good. That counts as the gate, even. They are hiding. Maybe the ones in the middle of the garden? Where in the middle of the garden? Oh, this side of the fence posts, huh? There's one. Is it you? Fence post? Yep, it's this one. This fence post here. It's missing something somewhere. Could be up at a tiny spot at the top. I wasn't sure if these were counting as fence posts because it was referring to this entire section as a trellis, but there we go. Done. Ready, chat, for the time lapse? It's like an infectious disease of clean. Just as the clean slowly infects everything and the dirt disappears. Doc, the yard looks fantastic. There are a couple of budding mountaineers already clambering over that rock garden, and I intend to join them. Thanks again on a great job, and if I hear of anyone in need, I'll send them your way. Oh, you can play it again even. And zoomed in. Look at all of that infectious disease spreading. Getting everything. Man, I wish I had done the stairs then top to bottom rather than bottom to top. It would have looked better. Oh, we missed the picture of you cutting off Chat's head because of the fence? Oh, man, you're right. Oh. That's disappointing. I guess then we didn't get a time lapse of me chopping off Chat head. Okay, so we've got bungalow, playground, and dirt bike. I'm gonna go ahead and do the dirt bike. There's gotta be something up with my dirt bike. You see, I'm one of life's winners. Every morning, I put 4 slices of bread in the toaster, but only eat the slice that pops up first. When I have coffee, I only drink the bit that wins the race to my mouth. But on this bike, I always finish dead last. I'm wondering if there's mud stuck to the manifest, or whatever it is, slowing me down. I'm also kind of superstitious, so I haven't cleaned the thing in over 15 years. Thanks. I'm one of life's winners. Fill this man's gas tank with water. Oh. Yeah, he is just then wasting bread. What if he lived with his, say, brother or sister or a sibling, whatever, and whatever toast he didn't eat that he declared winner, gave it to his sibling and was just like, here, you're the lesser sibling. This is fitting for you. And then lesser sibling takes it. Thanks, sibling. I'm gonna go eat this in my room, okay? And then they go to their room and they just cry. Loser toast for the loser sibling. Oh. It's weird for me. I have several siblings myself. It's weird because I know there's a dynamic in some families where you don't get along with your siblings. Either just casually don't really get along. Personalities don't mesh very well. Or you really do not get along and the two of you fight, argue, hate each other, whatever. It's weird for me to picture that dynamic because I get along well with all of my siblings. Especially with the case that there were several years where I didn't go to school. So it was pretty much just me and siblings. And maybe people online, you know, talking to online people. But that was it. The tears make it taste salty. Oh, at least it gives a little bit of moistness to the toast, right? Right? Imagine riding on a bike this dirty, though. Like, every time you walk out, and whatever you're wearing just gets so messy. Because it is so dirty. The mud would stick you to it. You go out to ride your bike and it's raining and it actually gets your bike a little bit cleaner because of how much time it has spent not getting cleaned. Go and give just a general little spray over everything. Like a gross belt. I get along with mine, but my younger sister can get a bit frustrating. She's very outgoing and it sometimes manifests as an attitude. Yeah, so it becomes a case of just clashing personalities. Which is even the case with my own siblings sometimes. Not that often, especially as we've gotten older. We definitely remember a lot more cases of me and my younger sibling not getting along. More often when we were young than now being older. A big impact between me and my younger sister, too, is when we stopped sharing our room, when we both got our own bedrooms. That helped with us getting along and arguing less. My sister and I used to fight, then my brother and I fought, and then he and my older brother used to fight. Now we're all good. Probably most arguments being from just child-related cases, being immature and the like. And so just as a result of being children. Today she told me she was having friends over on Monday. I said, "Wow, did you not think to ask me first?" She responded, "I'm not asking, I'm telling." Oh. Yeah, phrased like that definitely makes it come across as attitude. Alright, what am I missing? Oh, quite a bit. But thanks to tab. I like the tab. It makes it useful on sections where it's harder to see the dirt, especially when they get to small sections. We're going, oh, there's where I need to clean. Then you don't have to, you know, visually pixel hunt for what you're looking for. Though, then again, on the last stage we just did, we did have to do a little bit of that with, say, sections of those fence posts. The grind vision is so handy. It really is. Being the firstborn, I had all of the fucking bullshit. Meanwhile, my siblings had, like, none of the BS rules I did, and they got an actual allowance. Oh. Learner course. Yeah, probably an accurate way to describe it. I feel like that's probably the case with a lot of children who have siblings, and you have the oldest child who ends up kind of being a test run. It's the first time the parents have had a kid, so, maybe we'll want to try raising the kid like this, and then you get older and they're like, uh-oh, we fucked up. And then they raise their next kid differently. And then you get to be known as, oopsie daisy, we didn't like the way we raised you, child. Hell. My fucking parents told me between 2005 and 2010 as an 11-ish year old that if I did all my chores, laundry, vacuum, clean room, do all this other shit, you would get $2 allowance. But think of the gum you could have bought with that money, Slime. Yahoo! I thought I would pay $2 to not do any of that. And so Slime never did chores and just took the $2 allowance pay loss. Okay, what is missing exactly? Front fender, got it. Let's see, what are we counting as... Okay, this piece is the fender. I think it might be... Go. Yep, right there. Aha! Clean as an egg? Clean as an egg? Of all the things you could describe clean as, you know, they always say cleanliness is close to godliness. Clean as a whistle. Clean as a crisp spring morning. But egg? Clean as an egg? Huh? If you say so. I hop onto my his motorcycle and I drive away with it. It's mine now. Ta-da. Yeah, I like watching the time lapses. Oh no, it's like when you watch an art time lapse and you see the progress of the person making the art. Oh, oh. Eggs are not clean. I've seen where they come from. Why are you looking at chickens like that? Because I owned them. So if I clean myself, I'll be a god. No, no, no. Cleanliness is close to godliness. So you'll just be like a god. Which, I mean, it's better than not being like a god, right? But alright, I know that we are quite on the early side, chat, at not even hitting up 4 hours here. But I think I'm really satisfied with what I played with PowerWasher Simulator. It's pretty good. Pretty nice. Relaxing as you slowly work through everything. But it might be because I'm not drinking enough, but getting a little bit. It probably is also impacted by the fact I didn't have any coffee to drink, so I maybe have a little bit of an energy loss from that. Maybe it's because I'm thinking of lunch and I'm hungry. Maybe it's an impact too of me wanting to work on emote commissions. Maybe it's everything. But ultimately, I think we'll wrap it up for today's stream. So thank you again, Bad Horse, for resubscribing. Very appreciated and nice. And thank you everybody for coming on by to watch. Make sure you vote for Chat's Choice if you want to put your vote in. Because today's the last day, and tomorrow will be, if there is a round 2 that I put up, we'll start tomorrow. And so you might see the drop-off of some of those lower voted games. Like Cogmind. That's not gonna make it to round 2. I might just drop off both XCOM and Devour, though, seeing as they're tied, and having only a singular game drop off for round 2, inconvenient. So probably you'll see Project Zomboid and Lobotomy Corp make it to the round 2. Just depends on how these final votes roll in. Let me see who's streaming. Let me see who's streaming. Oh no, I try to mute my tabs now so we don't fucking have that pop in at the end. VoiceBox is not able to stream as often now as he used to because he got job. Oh, how about, since he's streaming now, why don't we go raid him? You know, give him a nice wave. Wave to him, buzz at him, say, wow, I love bees, smile. Thank you everybody for coming on by to watch. I hope you have a lovely day. And I'll see you tomorrow for some Everhood. Bye. I forgot to enter on the raid, so we're getting the raid notification a little bit late. Oops. Oh well. Bye, chat. Right now.